First impressions are important, so what is my first impression of 3D Kanojo? Spoilers for the first episode up ahead, and let's just jump right into it. The studio Hoods Entertainment, that dropped the ball hard on last season's Märchen Mädchen, brings us something new and exciting? 3D Kanojo is a romance shoujo anime that is an adaptation of the manga by the same name. The show takes place at, don't freak out, a high school. The super otaku Tsutsu Hikari meets the school's super slut Igarashi Iroha. And of course, that kind of leads to romantic whatsoever. Beware of the outrage! Some will say this show is just an otaku wish fulfillment, and others will point out that the author is female and this manga ran in a shoujo magazine. I heard you read it, but really, I don't care if the author is female or not. This really does sound like an otaku wish fulfillment, and I don't know what's wrong with that. That much for the premise of the show. Nothing too special, nothing too overused, and I'm a sucker for a romance anime with a comedic touch to it, so the whole thing sounded pretty promising. After the 9th episode of Märchen Mädchen broke my standards for what unfinished could look like, my expectations were pretty low, and I can't say it looked especially bad. There was nothing especially good about it either, so yeah. So far, this show stands at the lowest end of average. That's okay for me, more important is the story, right? Yes, a good story is what matters. You need interesting characters, a good premise, good introductions, a good start, character development in the middle, some drama, and an ending that wraps it all up. Yes, this episode had it all. Wait, what? We meet the main characters and the stereotypical sidekick of the male lead. After our MCs meet for the first time, they're forced to clean the pool together, where he repeatedly states how much he hates girls like her. She runs into him at a fast food restaurant and verbally kicks some ass to assure the audience that she could be a nice person. The main guy does something heroic for the girl, so she falls for him and asks him out, but he refuses because, right, you remember, he stated that he hates girls like her. Some stalking later, he changes his mind and yay, happy ending. This episode wrapped up a story that most rom-coms fail or refuse to deliver with a 12 episode run, and I don't know how to feel about that. Halfway through it, it already felt super rushed, so when I hit the 12-minute mark, I ran up to my nearest manga store and yeah, I just googled the thing and read the damn thing online. So I looked up the manga to see how much of the story they skipped and if that's why this felt so super rushed. Well, like always they skipped... Wait, no, they skipped nothing. The manga has the same pacing. This is a true to the source adaptation. So at least it's not the studio's fault, right? The pacing was all over the place. Before I could start to feel invested or even interested in the characters, the story jumped right to light speed. The main guy made a 180 turn on its own character traits only 10 minutes after they were introduced to us. But who wouldn't fall in love with a girl right after you accidentally witnessed her being caught cheating on her boyfriend? At times I get a Golden Time vibe from it, most likely because she's depicted like super out of his league and because you're not sure if you can trust her or not. That's where the Golden Time comparison ends. The fact that this show is not relying on ecchi to tell its story keeps me interested in the whole thing. And I'm sure I will get my enjoyment out of it. But I watched all 10 episodes of Märchen Mädchen as well, so why are you even listening to me? So let's sum it up and let me take a guess on this show's future. The art was alright, the premise is interesting, but the pacing was horrible. If I would have to take a guess, I think it will stay that way. If you're a casual romance fan only interested in the gems, well, I think you won't miss out on anything. If you're a sucker for anything romance like me and interested in the premise of the show, you should give it a try. But hey, this is just a review, a first look review. Thanks for watching, and don't sue me.